So kindly welcome to the live stream. As you can see from the title of the video on the thumbnail, moving to Africa. So today I want you to ask me questions about moving to Africa. And also there's a space for any one of you. Just go to my community section. You'll find the stream, the link to the stream. Whoever wants to join the stream, the link is in the community section. So I get lots of mails, people asking me about Africa, about moving to Africa. So I'm here right now. Whoever is around, kindly ask questions. Kindly ask your questions, whoever is around. Yeah. First people ask is, what is your experience in Africa? How do Black Americans fare in Africa? So if you want to join the comment section. All right, I'll start with Brenda. What city are you near? What city are you near? So currently I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. Nairobi is the capital of Kenya. I am in Nairobi. I'm close to Mombasa city. Mombasa is a city in the coast of Kenya. So I'm close to Mombasa city, and currently I'm living in Nairobi city. Shinmir Hello too. Hello too. Do you have any questions, Shinmirha? You can ask me any questions about Africa. Any question. Just ask me any question. Any question is welcomed. Any question about Africa is welcomed. So if you want to join the stream, go to the community tab, my community tab, go there. You'll find a link, click on the link. I will share the screen with you, and we can be able to have a conversation about your experience in Africa. I'm here to ensure that you have a good experience. People like me, I'm not the only one, but people like me are helping to make sure you have a good experience in Africa. So kindly ask your questions. Ask your questions kindly. Yeah, Brenda says that I want to visit Kenya next year. Are you available to visit with us if we come there? Yes, Kenya is my country. I'm not going anywhere soon. I'm here. I'm here for you guys. You can even come to my house if you want. You're welcome. My wife is a kind person. My fiance, she's not yet a wife. She's a kind person. She welcomes you. You can come to my house, Brenda. You with your family. You are all welcomed. That is the extent to which I'm willing to help Black Americans. You can have a visit to my house. You can even sleep if you want. We will cook for you African food. My fiance does African food. She prepares African foods. You can check her channel. Her channel is called Blentine Vlogs. She makes African foods. So Shinmirha, I got some questions. I saw your interview with Black American guy who came to Kenya due to his girl. My question is, coming in next post. All right. I get you. So Shinmirha is asking me if I recommend that single men visit Africa. Like how many blacks say they can do, like how many blacks say they can do in Asia. So I'm not getting your question well. I'm getting half of the question right. So yes, I recommend that black single men visit Africa. that is not even black. Any man can visit Africa. For example, in my family, on my mother's side, we have um, we have some people, two actually, two of them who are married to people. Germany. So I highly recommend Kenyans are. A reason for this is because Kenya allows a lot of expatriates to live here. That is one thing that enables us to link with other people so well. So yes, I recommend other black men, black single men to visit Africa. Yeah, if they are looking for a wife, Africa is a good place to find a wife. Yes, trust me on this. Also, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. You are saying that you want to visit Kenya next year. You are so much welcome. So, Brenda, yeah. It's good that I'm happy that you're not coming alone. It's good not to travel alone. I always advise people don't travel alone unless you know what you're doing. So I'm happy that you're coming as a group. So yeah, you're welcomed. You're welcomed. In my village, Brenda, in my village, my grandfather would welcome any stranger. The father to my father, maize, he would give them millet, he would give them cassava. Any stranger. At our place, we don't like people. If you visit us, you have to eat. If you visit us, you have. That is where I get my hospitality from. Yeah. Asia is kind of safe than Africa. A huge part of Asia is safe than Africa. I've seen other people who also love like black man, the traveler. Yeah, which is also a good thing. Most parts of his videos he's done in Asia, the Middle East, somewhere in Pakistan, India, I think also. He did a video also in Afghanistan, if I'm not right. Kenya have a 911 type service to help with emergency. But it's something that you need to know. We have it is not as responsive as the ones you might be having in the United States. Responsive. Here, you might make a call and it might even take 2 hours or 3 hours, or they might not even come, depending with who and the area which is calling. You see, the police in Kenya, they are so, they're so. In Kenya, the police don't care much about you. This is something which is true. I'm not saying wrong things. This is something which is true. 911 will work very quick because if they don't respond, the rich person has the power to go and sue them. Yeah. Brenda, please leave your wife's cooking channel again. The name of her channel is Blanton Vlogs. Blanton Vlogs does videos about cooking African, how African foods look like. Before you eat them, I highly recommend information about African food. Yes. Brenda is asking, I don't like, I don't, I'd like to understand the culture there. What would you recommend I research? First of all, learn the language. It's so important. You don't need to learn the entire dictionary of the language. Learn in East Africa. Swahili is spoken mostly in Tanzania, the two countries. Swahili was born in Kenya and it gave birth, it grew in Tanzania and it became an adult in Tanzania. What I'm saying is that Tanzanians speak the purest of Kiswahili, but Kenyans also speak Swahili. But the coastal part of Kenya is when the Arabs came and they intermingled with the Bantu and the Portuguese, and Kiswahili was formed. Kiswahili is Bantu. We have we have Bantu. We have Arab, some Persian in Kiswahili, and this one. Which one is it? So KB is saying, I am a carpenter. I do home remodeling and repairs. What are my prospects for work out there? Let me tell you one thing, Mr. KB. Kenya is rapidly developing. So houses are being fitted. You'll find them with the drawers, you'll find them with the TV racks, all those is known for employing very good carpenters across the country of Kenya. These carpenters make very nice furniture and they're paid really good. We have many furnitures around Kenya, furniture companies. I also have some friends who do furniture company, who do furniture and carpentry. It's something that will do well. I see for myself how much carpentry is on demand here in Kenya. What will make you stand out is your performance. Is your performance. That is what will make you stand out. Anyway, there is a with your talent of carpentry. Yes. Let me check a message here. Yes. Shinmir Ha is asking, do you recommend people do their own research before coming to your country? Or can they just come and get help from locals in your country, start enjoying a new lifestyle in different land? This question I can answer it in two ways. Today I was in the streets of Nairobi city and I met two South Sudanese. They were vlogging. And so as a content creator, we sat and we made stories. They were telling me they didn't know anyone when they came to Kenya, when they came to Nairobi. They only knew themselves and their subscribers. And this experience got me worried because I know how sometimes we Kenyans can be. We might take advantage of the unfamiliar with the prices, we are unfamiliar with the rules. You see? So people might take advantage of this and charge you. So according to me, I highly and I always say that do your research. On here, I've lived here 20 years. Right now I'm 27. I'm 27 years, right? 26. I've been only here in Kenya and I understand. Do your research, do your due diligence before you come to Kenya or any other country. But if you want to satisfy your spirit of adventure, don't let research hold you back. Follow your heart. Always follow your heart. Do your research and follow your heart. Yes. I had an Iranian family runs Zanzibar. Is there a large Iranian community in Kenya? Hey, I love your questions, Shan Mirha. Tell you about Zanzibar is that, let me give you a history about East Africa. East Africa is so different from West Africa. Long time ago, it was called the Indo from Goa in India to an island called Lamu. Lamu is in Mombasa, Pemba is in the territory. And also there was a trade taking place in a place called Muscat. Muscat is a capital city of a country in Middle East called Oman. So, man came waters. Zanzibar was a place that could enable the growth of cloves. Cloves were the cash crops that would be grown in Zanzibar. They could do really good, and it was cloves were like gold back then. You see, so and also we understand that Iranians are not most Persians. They are Persians in most part. So the Kenyans or the Africans in East Africa, they started interacting with the outside world as long before all East Africa is. Because when Vasco Portugal coming to East Africa, he left Portugal in 1499 and he arrived in Mombasa somewhere around 1501. When he arrived in Mombasa 1501, that's a long time ago, he built a fortress in Mombasa. Right now we have the fortress. It is called the Fort Jesus, Fortress. It's still there up to now as evidence that they were once here. So there's a huge group of Iranians in Zanzibar, and these people came with the person called when they were leaving Muscat, coming to Zanzibar. And as I told you, Iranians are not Arabs. Iranians are Persians. They have the remnants of Persians in them because the Persian Empire was such a large empire back then. And in Kenya, we have different hotels. We have Indians and Indian hotels, hotels which cater for specific countries. So I see Italian hotels. And once I have seen, was it Iranian hotel, restaurant, sorry, in Nairobi CBD. I can't remember the corner very well, but I did see an Iranians inside those restaurants. So yes, there's a large group of Iranians in is one country that which welcomes almost everyone around the world. Yeah. What is the cost of land and homes? What is the Kenyan currency? This is a good question. First of all, I will answer what is the Kenyan currency. The Kenyan currency is the shilling. The shilling is a name that was produced by the British while they were still ruling Kenya, while they were still ruling East Africa. You see? With with an imperial company called Imperial British East African Company. The Imperial British East Africa. And this company, they had a specific currency unit. This specific currency unit, they called it the shilling. Do some history very well, you learn that back, it was used in England as a form of currency. They used some name as Kenyans, the currency is called shilling. is 137 shillings against the US dollar. Is equivalent to 137 shillings according to today's international. The US dollar was 7 shillings. Yes. Lands and homes. This is a good question. There are places in Kenya where land is cheap. There are places in Kenya where land is expensive. But this is the thing. If you want to buy land in Kenya, avoid buying land next to the cities, next to big cities. When you buy land next to big cities, you'll be highly charged. That is the secret here. But there's a place called Konza. There's a place called Syokimau. There's a place called somewhere. There's a place called Matu. There's a place around my village on the west side. But now speaking of the eastern side, you'll find that 1 acre, places around Konza City, 1 acre will go for around 1 million shillings. 1 million shillings is around $10,000. That is 1 acre. But then if you want 50 by 100, 50 by 100 is 100,000 shillings to 600,000 shillings. That is the cost of land. A great deal is this. A great deal is when you buy land. House, you have already bought the land itself also. You have already also bought the surrounding of the house. So buying a house is better and is a better deal when you want to live. A bungalow, a 2-bedroom bungalow fetches around 5 million. That is the standard price. Take or add 1 million shilling on top. Take or add 1 million shilling on top. The bungalows will go for 5,000. Very nice. Fully, yeah. What remodeling? Kitchens, bathrooms. Okay, KB, what remodeling? Oh, I'm not getting your question right, but I think you're saying this. The kitchens, yes. The bathrooms, yes. The sitting room itself, like the whole part of the house. Even right now, where I am renting right now, it's just a work of interior art, interior design, and all that. I don't know much about furniture, but I can see furniture around. It's furniture that I didn't bring me are here. So I can tell furniture is something of high demand. I see them being produced there. People working up morning and day. I see how much those furniture are. I see how expensive they are. Money in what they do. Sorry, Brenda. Sorry, Brenda. What is the cost for hectare? I don't know. Between an acre and a hectare, which one is big? The hectare sounds bigger. You know, the cost of land in Kenya is measured in acres. Acres is what the landowners will use to pay, because when the surveyors come and they start measuring the land, they will use the acre unit. So tell me, is the hectare or the acre big? I still don't realize which one is bigger one. Common man is saying location, location, location. That's how real estate is all over the world. Yep, that's true. Getting it. Shin Mirha. So I saw in the news the big tea company called Lipton, which I think is a subdivision of British Corporation, Unilever. Yeah, I know Unilever. Better conditions. There's a saying in Kenya that Munyonge hana haki. There's a saying in Kenya that Munyonge hana haki. Munyonge hana haki translates to the weak in the society. are never always oppressed. So it's not the first case where these people are not paid. Some even go to the extent of getting the farm produce and never paying the farmers. They never pay this come tomorrow, and then tomorrow never reaches. Tomorrow never reaches. Eka, yeah. So Brenda, the acre goes for 1 million in specific, like where my uncle, an acre goes for 1 million shillings. But in 2 years' time, the acre will triple. The price of that acre will triple. People are moving away from the city. Nairobi are coming all over Nairobi, and so the government is trying to push people out. As they push people out, the developers are also developing their lands outside of the CBD. And when this happens, there's a demand for land. You know what happens when oh, hectare an acre. Ah, now I get it. Yeah. Common man is saying the truth. Most homes closest to cities everywhere in the world is always more expensive. Emmanuel Tambuwako, one love, bro. One love, bro. In Africa, we are one. We are one in Africa. Guys, continue bringing question. Regomon music, grace and peace. Grace and peace to you also, bro. Grace and peace to you also. Grace and peace to you also. Bring questions. Bring them on. Bring more questions. Waiting for the questions. Questions. What farm crops do we do? What farm crops are good for local Kenyan consumptions, and what crops good for export? Because the money system will change, and that is one way to capitalize on these changes. I love this. Since also the USA is facing inflation, it's good that we acknowledge this. So what farm crops for local Kenyan consumptions? So it's this. For local Kenyan consumption, the crop that does best is corn. Corn, we don't call it corn, we call it maize. We use the British English. Maize is the cash crop that we mostly plant for consumption. It is when the price of maize rises, causes a demonstration. It when the price of maize rises. So it is the crop that is best for consumption. So we also have crops such as beans. So we also have crops such as the cereals. The cereals do really well. Even wheat, it does very well. And when it comes to export, avocados, it might seem funny, but avocados really do well in exports. I know some people who plant avocados, they even graft those avocados. For tea is used for export, but tea requires a large scale, and there's a lot of corruption with those tea farms. It's if you so if you have a small tea farm, a big company might swallow you up, which is not really good. So I'd say avocados really do good. Fruits such as avocados. What else? What else does really well in exports? Yeah, there's this crop called mira. It's a stimulant. It's something that they chew and they make you feel awake. some stimulant. It's very rich in caffeine. This specific crop is very. It's grown mostly in the central parts of Kenya. It really does well on the international market. On this part about food exports, I think I'll have to screenshot this question. So tomorrow I will give an answer to that once I get the full information. What is Kenya's GDP per capita? You got me here. You really got me. You really, really got me. How am I going to answer this? Yeah. Okay, okay. Kenya has the best. Kenya has the best GDP per capita in East Africa. So it's the best way to go. It's the best way to go because Kenya has the best GDP. Kenya is the rich country in East and Central Africa. Kenya. Exactly, I don't know the real value, the numbers, but it's a good one. It's a good one. All right, Brenda. Aha. Parts of Africa, you'll have to take care of almost everything yourself, says Common Man. From water to waste disposal of the house or the body. It's like buying a cabin in seems to understand these things very well. Man, Africa before. It seems you've been to Africa before. KB is saying, I'm referring so to constructions and home building. Sounds like carpentry refers to furniture making there. I do some of you for too, bro. Oh, I think we were having a difference in understanding. We have a problem in semantics. Are you referring to the homes which are built using wood, the cabins, or because we don't have much of those homes in Kenya, but most of those homes, I once saw them around Mount Kenya. You know, Mount Kenya is the second largest mountain in Africa. So one time I was there and I saw a house, and I saw houses like that. In Africa, we have around central of Kenya, we have them. But furniture, when we say furniture and carpentry, we only mean the interiors. That is what any Kenyan they will have an understanding of first. When they hear carpentry, they think of chairs and all that first. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. KB. Thank you so much for the super thanks. I appreciate. God bless you. God bless you a lot. May you have more in abundance. Miss Mir Ice. Of your questions, you can always answer or ask more. You can always ask more. Oh yeah. We are lost in translation. Yeah. All right. So, am I missing any question? Wow. Common Man has answered our question. Kenyan GDP is 110.3 billion US dollars as of 2021. You have an answer to your question. The Kenyan GDP is 103 billion US dollars as of 2021. Shan Miha, you said haven't your parents or community asked why aren't you ask why aren't you married? If you're married, pardon me about asking this question. I just want to understand. Yeah. It's something that I met my woman before I met Blentine. Her name is Blentine. I got a lot of pressure from my grandma, not really my mom, but my aunties and my dad. My dad was telling me married and have children. My grandmother was telling me, "Why are you always in the house, staring at your phone?" That is what grandma would say. Grandma does YouTube. Even right now, she might say that I'm speaking to myself. That's grandma. So she told me, go out and look for a woman. Go out and there are beautiful girls out there. Go and talk to them. You know, not into girls. And so what I did was I just continued doing me. I continued doing my YouTube videos and all that. And one time, things just happened. God, God, you know the right time for me. When the right time comes, I will get married and I'll get the right woman. So one time I met my woman. We blended it. We blended in very well, and here we are. Here we are about marriage. Now they are quiet. Yeah, yeah. When the right time comes, yeah. Well, she's not here today, but she's here, which something great. Yeah. Brenda is asking, what are some of the popular job openings and major employers other than IT? I love this question. To answer this question, I want to tell you something. Kenya in 2021, the DV lottery, almost 10 million. This, I don't want to guess the number. A huge percentage of Kenyans voted, Nini, played the lottery, played the green card, including myself. I played the green card. We all wanted to leave Kenya and move to the United States. Imagine a population of 45 million wants to leave an African country and move to sorry. They want to leave a African country and move to United 45 million people wanted to applied. So it meant that Kenya, we didn't really have that good employability rate is not as good. There's high unemployment in Kenya. There's such a high unemployment in Kenya. Myself, I am a teacher by profession. I have a degree in English and literature. I'm supposed to be teaching in secondary school, but I'm not. Why is that? Right now, I'm waiting for my graduation in order for me to secure a job. The job that I might be doing for teaching is not that. Employment is not as good. What does best is IT. IT, as you said, the telecom providers love IT young people, and so they go there. Those who do farming perform really well. Those who do farming perform really well. Comes to crops, come to animals. Those who do that really. In IT, we have things like business. Kenyans, particularly, there's a particular tribe which I'm not going to name. They're very well known for business. They really do good business all around, and business is one thing that Kenyans do as employment. They own businesses. Yes. One of the major employers in Kenya is white people employ really big numbers of people because most of the companies we have in Kenya are not Kenyans, are for people outside. For example, Coca-Cola, many people work at Coca-Cola. For example, we have the EPZ. There's a company called the Export Processing Zone. The Export Processing Zone employs a lot of youths. In these companies, they tailor shirts, trousers. In short, they tailor clothes and they export them. That is some of the Indian companies that we have here. Also, we have the British American companies such as the BAT, American. A lot of youth are employed there. Also, we have Kenya Breweries Limited. The Kenya Breweries Limited is a government company. I think it's one of the few government companies we have. It employs a lot of people there also. We have the East Africa. It also employs a lot of Kenyans, a lot of the Kenyan youths and everyone. But in the most part, the Kenyan youths are not employed. In the most Kenyans who have gotten employed are those who employ themselves mostly. After finishing 2021 with the real GDP growth of 5.6% over fourth quarter basis, real GDP is projected to increase 3.8% in 2022 and 2.5% in 2023. This is my man, Common Man. This is great, bro. Thank you for sharing this wonderful information. It's the capital city of Africa. People say. Characteristics and projections. Gross domestic product in billions US dollars, 2025 times 128.9624 times 121.48203 times 118.13. I don't know what the answer is, but that's such a huge sum. That's such a large number. Is Kenya a popular destination for Chinese people? Both contractors and both tourists, because we have things like the fourth one, like the wonders of the world. The heard of the Great Migration. It happens between Kenya and Tanzania. We have the Serengeti moving to the Masai Mara, or they are crossing the Masai Mara and moving to the Serengeti. We have the Big Five. The Big Five is the elephant, lion, cheetah, buffalo, and the love seeing these things, and they come here and they pay a lot of money. This money earns the country's foreign exchange. It provides the country of Kenya foreign exchange, which is really good. Chinese come here, a lot of them come here. And also, most roads in Kenya are built by the Chinese, are built by them. So Kenya is a very nice destination for Chinese tourists. Yeah, sorry to hear about your employment situation, but I'm glad you are here exploring certain topics on YouTube. Yeah, true. You know, the president of Kenya wants to tax Kenyan content creators, which is it's not a good move. He wants to tax Kenyans content creators. He wants to tax. The bill is still a proposal. The bill is still a proposal. It's still not a law. So he wants to tax 15%. Imagine when you people watch my videos, I am taxed by the IRS, the Internal Revenue Services of the United States. They take around 30% of my something I'm sharing with you guys. So after the IRS takes 30% of my earnings, going to of my earnings, that is 45% of my earnings. YouTube takes earnings, which is 45% of my earnings. What am I left with? Like Kenya, Africa. It's sometimes it's hard, guys. Sometimes it's really hard. It's really hard. Shan Mirha. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Wow. Hey, you're late. Yeah, hello, hello. We are doing good. We missed you. We missed you. Slowly increasing. However, with the movement of African Americans to the continent, the increase should increase at a fast. Yep. Yeah. This should happen. This should happen. But you know, Kenya does not like Americans as Ghana and Tanzania. Ghana and Tanzania host a lot of you guys because they just came out in the open and said, Black Americans, you should come. We welcome you. And the Kenyan president was just quiet. Just quiet. He's just quiet. He's not saying anything. Tanzania and Ghana, they spoke. And so you guys came to Africa. Even if they didn't speak, Africa belongs to you. Many, many years ago, when the first slave ship left the coast of Cape Coast, that is where it all started. Now we are coming, the great, not even the year of return. This is called the great return. Yes, the great year of return. Brenda Blatek, thank you for this Q&A. All the best. All the best, Brenda. Thank you so much for. Thank you so much for your time. Yep. Yeah. I appreciate a lot, bro. I appreciate a lot. Americans, many years. Nice. I think it was long ago before Nana Akufo-Addo, the current president, which is really nice of Ghana. Ghana has played it cool. It's really nice. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And also, if God touches your heart, wow, looking forward to next chat. Yes. If time allows me, everyday live stream so that I could always connect with you guys. Welcome, guys. Brenda, you're so much welcomed, and everyone. Oh, the Tanzanian government did not welcome African Americans. They haven't done anything to help the people who moved there. Actually, I did a video today about why Black Americans are. Should I give the spoilers? If I get a yes, I'll give the spoilers. If I get at least 2 yeses, I'll give us spoilers of today's video, which is related to what Kuya Kude, our African sister, has told us. Mm. Ghana's the only countries that oil. Wow. This is beautiful. This is great. Sierra Leone. I've not done any video about Sierra Leone. I'll check on that. I will do some video on Sierra Leone. That is beautiful. Are there other Africans from around the continent moving to Kenya to live too? I love this. So I'll introduce you to a certain topic, the topic of tribal migration. So in Africa, in East Africa, we have three major groups, language groups. Three major language groups. We have the Nilotes, we have the Kushites, and we have Bantus. Bantus are the large by the Nilotes, and then we have the Kushites. We have the Bantus, we have the Bantus, Nilotes, and the Kushites. So, the larger, the Nilotes are the second largest. and the other ones are Kushites. Kushites are people who look like the Somalis, people who look like the Ethiopians, people who have some specific features that resemble people of Middle East. Specific features, there's a slight difference in their physical, in their phenotypical appearance. There's a slight difference. The hair texture is different, the skull is different, the eye and the nose protrusion is so different of the Kushites. And then the Bantus are shorter and the Nilotes are tall. The Nilotes are taller. Myself, I am a Nilote, and I am the Nilote from a group called Luo. Luo. Luo is a branch of the Nilotic group that followed the Nile River from Bar El Ghazal. From Uganda, we moved and we migrated into Kenya many, many years ago. So the largest group, I think, is the Kikuyu. Kikuyu is the largest group we have. The Kikuyu, then the Luo. So Kikuyu is Bantu, Luo is Nilotes. There are African expats moving to Africa from all over the world. We're home. This is true. You guys are so much welcomed home. Africa is home. You are so much welcomed home. You're so much welcomed home. Okay, other African countries who I didn't see that part. We have the Ugandans, we have Tanzanians moving to Kenya. We also have people of DRC. As of right now, you know, Eastern DRC is facing conflicts. As of right now, you know, Sudan is facing conflicts. Always been coming to Kenya even before the conflicts because Kenya offers them peace that their countries would not offer them. For example, big one recognized by the UN, it's called the Kakuma refugee camp in Turkana, somewhere around Turkana. Turkana is Kenya. So, guys, kindly, if the mighty Almighty God hit the super thanks, it really means a lot. If you can just hit the super thanks, and if Almighty God tells you to hit it, it's okay. But also, it's not possible. It's okay. Whichever amount, it's fine. I'll still appreciate. Yeah, that is if you can. Patricia Matthews. Wow, thank you. Bless up everyone. Africa is our home, even though we were not born on the continent. Our ancestors came from African continent. Africa is your home. If you're black, Africa is your home. You have no choice but to accept Africa as your home. We love you too, Patricia Matthews. To the live. Enjoy. If you have any questions, please feel free to bring up your questions. Feel free to bring up your questions. The live is ending in 7 minutes. The live is ending in 7 minutes. So if you have any question, yeah, we love you. I love Jamaica. I love how I talk. Huh? I can't even try to talk Jamaican. But when a Jamaican talk, you always know. You always know. And also, I heard a lot of similarities with the Ghanaians, which is true. Stay well, everyone. Stay well. Kuya Kudei, will you be interviewing some of the African American YouTubers living in Kenya? I would really love to interview in Tanzania. I would really love to do that. Actually, very soon I'll be visiting our fellow guy who was interviewed yesterday. I'll I'll arrange and I will arrange for a meetup. I will meet him. I will have a one-on-one interview, and you shall hear from our fellow black person. And if I get any African YouTuber, it's okay. But the problem is that not is always accepting collabos. Not everyone likes them, particularly some YouTubers. If a YouTuber is kind of big, they will not accept collabos. It's something that I've seen it happen here in Kenya. But for me, I always accept collabos from anyone. Shin Mirha, thank you so much. Thank you so much, and thank you for the smile. It's very funny. I saw it and I started laughing. But talk fast. Common Man 80. You should set up a Patreon account or give or GoFundMe account. That way you avoid US. You shouldn't have to pay taxes to me. Imagine I'm paying taxes. I can show you I'm paying taxes and I'm not even living in the United States. And I'm paying 30%. 30%. And I'm not even a US citizen and I'm paying tax there. I just wonder. And also at the same time, I'm paying 15% of tax to the Kenyan authorities. It's funny, but hey, it's okay. I'm just following my spirit. My spirit tells me to do these videos. That is why I'm always doing them. My spirit is what leads me. Unapologetic nomads are African American YouTubers. Karan, the YouTuber, is in Kenya. Oh, I know unapologetic nomads. They live in Rwanda. Rwanda, I think. I think they went back to Dubai. Is it Dubai? Dubai, yeah, they went back to Dubai. Dubai, I think, is UAE. If I did a video 10 days ago, I saw that video. I don't know whether they're still back in Rwanda, or maybe I can arrange to go in Rwanda and talk to them. Karan, the YouTuber, is in Kenya. Perhaps when Karan is in Kenya, I will try and arrange to meet with them. Your taxes are going to Ukraine because oh my goodness. Okay. If my taxes are for a good cause, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. ah, Kuya Kudei, I think Brittany Caldwell would do a collab with you. She's an African American YouTuber who moved to Kenya over a year ago. Brittany Caldwell. I think I have to write this name down. Let me have a screenshot. I will arrange a meeting with her, Brittany Caldwell. Never heard of her before. Never heard of such a name, Brittany Caldwell. But it's okay. I will try and meet Brittany Caldwell. I'll try and meet her. Mm. Questions are welcomed. We have 2 minutes to go. We have 2 minutes to go. Questions are welcomed. Bring your questions. 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 Oh, they're here. Both Miss Trudy and African Tigress are both Kenyan YouTubers. It's true, Miss Trudy and African Tigress are both Kenyan YouTubers. It's really hard to meet these people. Really, really hard. Trust me. collab request to one of them. I won't say which one. It's really hard for them to accept. It's really hard. Jane Mirha is saying, well, African Americans that are content creators in Kenya will know they still got bills to pay back at their former home of America due to IRS. That is their reality. Thank you for sharing this. So even if you are leaving America, you still owe taxes to IRS. Hey, this thing with the tax. This thing with the tax is hurting people. But why are they taxing me and I'm not an American? Hmm? I'm not an American, but I'm paying tax. I'm paying tax. Hmm? There is a YouTuber named Karen. Will do a collab with you. She moved from America. I will send her channel. Thank you. Thank you so much. Kuyakuday. You've always been a great support. Thank you so much. Did you create your channel on American YouTube site or your country site? I created my content in Kenyan site in Kenya. I've never been it in Kenya. Maybe someday I'll be in the US, but I'll be going channel. Yep. If we start a business on the continent of Africa, we have to pay to the. Okay. I love supporting your channel. Thank you so much. I understand and I see. There's no faith without action. You're showing action by faith. You're showing faith by you're showing faith by action. Really nice. Thank you for the videos. Yeah. That are giving up their citizenship to many African citizenship countries. So it's a form of tax evasion. If you list your location as America, you have to pay taxes there. Okay. Okay. Now I see. Now I see. Now I see. Now I see. This is very, very hard. It's hard for upcoming YouTubers. It's hard. Many of us in the diaspora, Babylon is not a Babylon. Babylon will never accept you people as a member of them, and you people are the ones who built that country to what it is. Labor for that country. You guys should even once in your lifetime come and visit Africa and see for yourself. Just say I once came to Africa and I saw for myself. It's good. It's good. Would on the continent of Africa, then put the business person's name. That's a great idea. I think they won't tax that person. The IRS won't tax that person. That's a great move also. I think that is not breaking the law. That's an amendment. That's something that the law says. That's true. The African names is your identity. Patricia Matthews, the African name is your identity. No doubt on this. Totally no doubt. Totally no doubt. So guys, the live is almost getting over. That is the only way to avoid US taxes legally. Well, the compost gardener. Wow. I saw your comment, bro. Thank you so much. Hey Evans, I am a new subscriber because I was back. I wish you were a high-ranking official with an attitude like that. Yeah, bro. Thank you. Thank you so much for wishing me such a great thing. I believe there are good people around the world. In as much as we might have bad things going on, they are still good. That is what I believe. At Patricia Matthews, Don't be afraid to leave Babylon. I did, and I'm happy. I did. Kuya Kude, you didn't tell me you once lived in Babylon. You told me the other place. Patricia Matthews, and it doesn't fit our identity. Yes, Babylon does not fit your identity. Speaking of that, you have your native name and you have a Christian name. Wow, Shin Mirha. Is your name Shin Mirha or Shan Mirha? Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrongly. Speaking of that, do you have your name? Yeah. Speaking of that, you have your native name and you have a Christian name for all Kenyans too. So I will tell you this. In my generation, this is very, very obvious. In my generation, this is very, very obvious. But in my grandfather's generation, it was not obvious. For example, somebody might be called, would be someone's name. Ochieng Oneko is Ochieng means born during the sun. Somebody was born when people were dying. Particularly my tribe, we gather names from seasons and the happenings which are happening around. So it's common for almost every African in Kenya to have an African name and to have an African name and a Christian name. For example, myself, I'm Evans Ochieng. Evans is a Christian name. Ochieng is an African name which was given to me by my parents. Ochieng means born during sunshine. I was born during sunshine. Yes. It is common for almost every African in Kenya. But another generation is coming up which they are giving up their African name. Guys, please, 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 in as much as the world must be westernized, Africans, we should stick to our heritage. People are leaving the African name, saying that are not classy, are not fashionable. African names don't have to be fashionable. African names don't have to conform to any societal norms. African names should be African names, and that is how it should be. We cannot put African names down and we lift Christian names, Western names from the West. No, we should accept Western African names also. That is what we should do. There's nothing wrong with African names. Patricia Matthews is willing to leave. I am willing to leave Babylon anytime. Yes, and she has some due diligence to do. Do your due diligence, Patricia Matthews, and always put God in your prayers. Put God first. With Him, everything is possible. With God, everything is possible. Kuya Kude. I lived in Babylon for most of your life, but I was born in Jamaica, where I live now. Oh, so I'm from Kingston. I only know of Kingston, Jamaica. Patricia Matthews, and I'm not a Christian either, but carrying the colonizers. I don't have to laugh at this, but it's funny somehow. This is very. You can call a lion a deer anywhere in the world, but still be lion. Lion. Keeping a native name doesn't change your names to colonizers' names. Colonizers' names is criminal. Keeping your native names. Keep your native names. Don't change your names to colonizers' names. Colonizers' names is criminal. Interesting. At Kuya Kude is saying Africans need to emancipate their mind from colonization. Yeah, we should. At Patricia Matthews, this is what it's harder for Black Americans to move to Africa. In the past, it was easy because they thought we would never leave, but now we are leaving and they're scared. Yeah, they have to be scared. You have to get back home, bro. You have to get back home, somewhere where you don't walk looking at your back, somewhere where you are safe, somewhere where you are safe walking at any time, somewhere where you are safe riding any car, somewhere where you are safe swimming in any swimming pool, somewhere where you are safe riding your Mercedes and somebody not kneeling on your neck. In Africa, those things which happen in the United States don't happen here. That is one thing I love about Africa. We are not most developed, but we have peace. We just have that peace that I am from the countryside, not Kingston. Oh, countryside. I love the countryside also. I love the countryside ambience. I just love nature. I rather live in nature homes than in the skyscraper. I don't like. I prefer nature. But my woman has the city lifestyle. Me, I prefer the village lifestyle. So I have to adjust to her, and she has to adjust to mine. One time we are I'm doing some diligence before I come to Kenya. Yes, please, please, please. It is very, very important. That's true. I saw in the W news site a Buddhist temple run by Taiwanese in Zambia, and the two gave the local boys a Chinese name. It seems in the name of religion, Africans. I don't know why Africans we are quick to denounce, to accepting new things from outside Africa. It's not like those people will denounce their names and take African names. It's hard because Africans are the most disrespected race in the whole world. Africans are the most disrespected race. We even disrespect ourselves. And unskilled laborers to the continent. You are welcome, guys. You are so much welcome to the continent. So much welcome. You are so much welcomed. Welcome home. Welcome home. Papa says, welcome home. Mama Africa says, welcome home. The children of Africa are saying, welcome home. Patricia Matthews, either way, we are all coming and leaving the colonizers' countries to finish falling. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's nice that we are realizing Africa, the colonizers' countries are falling. Why is it that those bad things always start on the colonizers' parts? Why is it? If you come to notice, these bad things don't start in Africa. They start there, and then they get here. They start there. They don't start here. Almost every bad thing started there, then get here. Yeah. So guys, let me end the live stream. I'm getting sleepy. I also have a video to upload, and I'm getting really sleepy. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll have to cancel. I have to cancel. I have to cancel. The disrespect of the African and Africa is fading fast. Now that we control our native and changing at breakneck speed. The bad thing start here in the West because the colonizers create the problem. in the West because Mirha. Good night. Good night. Guys, let me sleep. Thank you. Thank you, Kuya Kude. Thank you. Thank you. I know you guys are not going to sleep. It's funny that one person is going to sleep, the other person are waking up. Night, in whichever place of the world you're at. Thank you so much. Bye.